Okay. All right. Well, we are on to our fourth session of Star Wars. Donna won't be joining us this week because he has some schedule conflicts that came up. So Relesta will be sort of shuffled off screen, and we'll figure out what she was doing next time. In the meantime, let's do a little bit of refreshment and figure out who everyone is and who they're playing. Sabine, if you could get us started.
Yeah, hi, I'm Celine. I use any pronouns, and I am playing Brother Scrimshaw, who uses he or they pronouns. And Brother Scrimshaw is the savvy head, a rogue human with a tool belt. And Brother Scrimshaw is following the teachings of a Training Heaven Choir, which is the weird kind of Force adjacent sect. It's not a Jedi, but he has his own ideas about the Force. He's a usually soft-spoken individual, tries to be diplomatic, tries to be friendly to people he meets, and often that works. He also has a little thing for sparkly criminals, apparently, but hasn't acted on that yet. He also has a garage, which takes care of the weirder tech stuff, with two droids and a sort of apprentice, I guess. And also newly, we saw a little hint of the Bacta tag he has in the back of his garage. So he can...
You've been waiting on that delivery for a while now, but here it is. Just all at once.
Yep. Yep.
More complete than you thought it would be.
It's nice. Yeah, it's nice.
Nice. Well, all right then. Thank you, Sabine. Alex, refresh our memories.
Yeah, I'm Alex and I'm playing Jolo, the gun lugger, or as in this world, he is the bounty hunter, handyman, exterminator, bodyguard. Jobs where things need to be squished or the threat to be there. And he's currently got a job getting rid of the name of thing, Chits. What was the name of the
click rat? It's click rat infestation.
Yeah, click rat infestation on the racing circuit through the station, because there's going to be a big race soon, and yeah, little electrical rat things that will mess up electronics need to be got rid of. So I've got in there and I was given a thing.
Some kind of device?
Some kind of device. Jolo thinks it was relevant to the job. He didn't quite hear what it was. This isn't Alex, this is Jolo, because Alex rolled badly, so Jolo has to suffer.
That's how that works.
Yeah. So he didn't quite hear what it was, but I'm sure it's important. He'll figure it out.
Yep. And we last left Jolo in a classic scene of a door closing behind him and the pool of darkness in front of him becoming pinpricked with several dozen little red lights, little click rat eyes. But I'd like to start this session with Brother Scrimshaw and sort of follow him around and then probably ask him a Jolo relevant question or two. I think that last session there was kind of a mood that we wanted to converge people into a single scene. So I think that's still the mood. I think that's fun. I think it'd be kind of nice to wander you into another scene. But one, I don't have a solid answer to that, and two, there were some logical things on Brother Scrimshaw's mind first.
Yeah, Brother Scrimshaw is currently researching how to get rid of these weird Sith dark side crystals who are starting to overgrow the station.
Well, it's not that they're quite that they are dark side crystals starting to overgrow the station. It's that the explosion in the dock created a crystalline infestation in
Okay.
the metal structures that were exposed to it that could lead to an infestation that could be pretty bad.
Yeah. He had so far, sorry, gotten
okay.
a lot of stuff to help him do that. But in the meantime, while he was doing that, he spent a lot of barter to get all the things that he needed, and some of the things are really nice to have anyway, but still it's kind of a lot of cost. And I think he wanted to go to the.
You wanted to talk with Sergeant Riaka
Yeah.
about
Exactly.
the
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then.
And also he wanted to see if there were any jobs that he could do for the station or anyone else to get some barter back, because he doesn't much like being in debt to people. They will ask weird things. So
Fair enough. So yeah, you make your way into the naval regions of the station. Things are tense, actually. Security's a lot tighter than the last time you were here because of the very recent death of Captain Brax. But I think before too long and before suspicion rises too much around you and your presence here, Ordo Kalibo, the technician's mate who you met last time you were in this area, spots you and flags you in.
good question in the chat about the highlights.
I don't want to redo highlights with
Okay.
Donna not here.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let myself be flagged around.
Yep. And Ordo will walk and talk with you. He says, "Oh man, things are quite bad around here. I'm glad that I spotted you before anything happened."
People seem very nervous.
Yeah, you could put it that way. With Captain Braxted and no suspects.
Yes, and there is still a saboteur on the loose, right? Yes, I understand why the situation is tense. Might become tenser.
Great, love it.
I know, but I feel it's better to know if there's a threat hanging over us than not.
Are you here to see me or Sergeant Riaka?
Sergeant Riaka.
Okay, come on, this way. And he leads you to the sergeant's office, sort of gestures for you to hang back for a second as he, checks the door, listens at it for a moment, and then hustles down to where you are and says, "We should hold back for just a second."
In that case, I think I will read a tense situation, huh?
That seems fair.
Because that if ever I saw a tense situation, that is
seems tense. Seems tense.
Seems tense. So
I should get into the roller.
Yeah, so should I.
We should both get into the roller. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Bam.
Bam. Bam indeed. What's my name? There I am. Also, I should find out what stat this uses sharp, and what my sharp is. I think it's +1. Might be wrong. I'm not wrong.
You're correct.
Okay. And I need to add dice.
You do. Dice help.
I did that before I got the warning, and I got a
Uh-oh.
5. I'm really bad at reading the room right now.
All right, let's see here.
Oh, on a miss, ask one anyway, but be prepared for the worst. Oh, I love
Okay, what would you like to ask?
it. I think, yeah, I would ask which enemy is the biggest threat? Like, which of the multiple threat things that are going on is the biggest? What's the biggest problem that we're facing here?
Well, there's a saying in the many armies, navies, etc. of the universe. And that setting translates broadly and widely to Poodoo runs downhill.
Okay.
So the biggest threat here is that Ryaka's superiors will be breathing down his neck about some of the recent problems.
Okay.
And if it's pretty easy to put 2 and 2 together here in this situation and see that if Ordo is keeping you out of the sergeant's office in a, upfront, polite way of, we should wait for a second, he's probably meeting with some of his superiors right now.
Oh, I will attempt to kind of melt into the background and become part of the scenery, as it were.
And as you attempt doing that, the door is slammed open by the hasty hand of none other than Port Admiral Cuisan, who, he doesn't even look back into the office, just marches straight out. I think you're going to have to keep your cool here in order to melt into the background properly.
Okay. Keeping my cool is not one of my best moves. I am too pretty to be that cool, I think, or maybe how did that go? Wow, yeah, I'm just part of the scenery. Think of me as a shrub. No,
you're
no, and neither of these roles were in a highlighted status.
Unfortunately.
Oh.
So
yeah, this is not going well.
So unfortunately, the Port Admiral will wheel around onto you, look at Ordo, and zero in more on Ordo because he knows who that is and he has authority over him immediately, and says, what is the civilian doing here? Do they have work papers? And Ordo kind of stutters and stumbles and starts like patting down his pockets. What do you do?
I will interject myself into the situation because Otto seems nervous, and I will say, pardon me, Admiral, I had a question for the sergeant from the non-military community out there. I apologize if this is causing any trouble for anyone here.
A question from the military community out there.
The non-military community out there. I apologize if I was unclear.
I'm afraid that Sergeant Ryaka is not a part of the accountability chain to the local community. If you need to take upwards with that, you'll have to go through the station council.
Oh, I was not aware of that. I apologize again. Someone pointed out Sergeant Ryaka as a very competent man in this structure. I am not very familiar with military decorum and protocol.
It's all right. It's not a crime for you to be on this base yet, but you are not authorized to be here. Ordo, could you please escort the citizen back to the edge of the premises? Thank you and goodbye.
I wonder if I should push this.
He's about to march his way out.
He seems worried, right?
Actually, I'd like you to read a person.
Oh yeah, I would love to read a person. What do I use for that?
Sure.
Sharp. Oh, again. Okay.
Oh,
Maybe, well, 3 times the charm, right?
it's what we hope. We hope the
Mhm.
bad rolls are out and the good
Yeah.
rolls can start coming in.
Yeah. Yep, it's an 8, so it's better, I guess.
All right. So when you get an 8, you can hold 1, and I don't get to skunk you like I did
Nice.
previously. So, which question would you like to ask?
I'm torn between what's your character really feeling and how could I get your character to. I think I would like to. No, I think I need to know what he's really feeling here. Is he really worried or is there something else going on? I'm fine with you saying he's really worried.
Oh, no, I have something better for you. I just have to figure out how I want to present it.
Okay.
Honestly, he's not really worried. He's tense. He's tense in the way that someone is tense when they're like 75% of the way through a job that needs to deliver soon.
Okay. That is odd, I'd say, right? Yeah.
And he's certainly irritated that what he sees as a lapse in discipline is just right here in front of him at this stage, and whatever his current duties are leading him to.
The repairs are not 75% done, right?
No.
Okay,
no.
okay. So
No,
it's not about the
no,
repairs
those-
that
those
he's
are-
kind of like,
those
oh,
are
this is
like-
almost, I'm almost.
At best,
done.
if you're being really generous to
Yeah.
the Navy, those are like 45 to 50%
Oh, wow,
done.
okay, okay.
Like, yeah. If
Okay.
you're factoring in, well, if they're doing all these other things off-site and then they can move it on-site quickly, then yeah, they're doing really good.
Yeah, but that's not what he's tense about.
Yeah, but that's not what he's tense about.
Okay. Weird, right? I will
A little weird.
I will let myself be escorted away by Ordo.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll mention this, I think. I find that it strikes me as odd that the Admiral seemed so little worried about the situation. He was tense about something, but it was not the repairs. It was something else. Something that he feels is likely to be finished in the not too distant future. If I am missing something that I should not be privy to, that is fine, but I just wanted to check if I am missing something that I should not be privy to, and that is fine, or if this is something else.
Ordo sputters again for a moment. He's clearly been shaken by getting yelled at by the highest ranked individual on station, but he manages to sputter out, I have no idea if he's working on something. It's way above my pay grade.
Well, I understand that is. Of course. I'm sorry. I did not mean to put this on you, but you are.
Maybe he's thinking about what he's going to present to the council when they ask him about what just happened. Captain Brex was he was a solid officer. He was well liked.
Hmm.
I don't know who would do this if it weren't for those damn separatists.
Yeah, maybe that's what this is about. Maybe he's close to catching the perpetrator.
Oh, I hope so, and I hope I'm not in his way when it happens. Ugh.
Yeah, he cuts quite an intimidating figure.
Yes,
Will
I'm
you give a
happy to.
message? Will you give a message to Sergeant Riaka for me? Oh. I will not ask you to escort me to him again.
Sure. I mean, how about I tell him to visit you? Maybe.
Yes, that would be a very good. Yes, I would very much like that.
Okay. But should I tell him something from you too?
Yes, tell him that I have an idea about how to resolve the situation, but it has been proven costly, and I would like to talk about that with him because I am willing to put in the effort and also the expense, but it would be nice if the Republic might also forward
You want to
some.
get paid for your job. I get it.
Yes, that
Okay.
would be nice.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we're not Jedi here, so something
That
is
is,
probably considerable. I'll tell him.
I find it odd that the Jedi will not pay their bills, but
Well, some of them do.
yes, but they must. No, well, I will not gripe to you about the Jedi. My concerns about the Jedi.
I
This
don't know.
that is a long story,
I
and
think, yeah,
best told about over a cold beverage than in a busy hangar.
right. Well, back to work.
Yes.
And he
So
trots off basically as soon as you're through the threshold
yeah.
and
Okay.
off base. So
I need to invite this guy to a cold beverage.
he could use a cold beverage. It seems
Yeah.
like he's easily parched. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he's a good contact. I do not want to. I want to cultivate him at some point. Right now, I am still worried about money, and I will go and look for something that will allow me to pay my bills. Because I don't know if Riaka will come through or when. So I will trot off and see if there's something a little job that will give me at least a little breathing space here.
All right. Well, we're gonna close off with you looking at some hollow job boards, kind of a deal. This camera sort of pans back and goes to the middle distance, and we're gonna cut to Jolo.
With a small break in between.
Okay.
For child moving.
Got it.
Yep.
All right, then let's just take 5 minutes to walk around,
Yep.
move children, etc.
Yep, that was done. Oh,
Welcome back.
while we're in a moment between, it's nowhere near up to your standard, but I'm still quite happy with
Yeah,
how
yeah.
it's turning out so far. I still need to add some like contrasting colors and things, and
Oh, fun.
I can get, you know, just got the base kind of
Spooky guy. I like it.
spooky. Yeah.
I like the color choices. I like some of the
Yeah.
initial definition on those muscles
Yeah.
going on.
Ah,
That blown out cloak. It's tough to get a webcam to look at miniatures.
don't look at me. Look at the thing.
Yep.
Look at the. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I'm annoyed I lost all this little hand here.
Mhm.
I think I must have had the paint was too thick, and I lost like I think I lost too much definition in that hand, so it's just a blob holding a knife. But I mean, at least it's not, you know, the face. So
yeah, exactly. So
I'm gonna add some nice some more contrasting colors into the cloak, and there's some details I thought I'd change to, you know. So maybe some greens, maybe some yellows, something.
Maybe that could be a fun thing to blend in.
The hair will stay white,
Mm-hmm.
but with there's some braids or something that's, or I don't know if they're beads. I think they're braids.
Yeah.
But might make them into some sort of highlighting thing. Like maybe it's some fabric, right? Braided into the hair, not hair.
Right, right.
So
that could be fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for showing me. All right, we're all back.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, so Jolo,
little glowing eyes.
You're looking up at the little glowing eyes, and then the hall in this what am I calling this space again? It's like the mechanics access.
Yeah.
The maintenance space.
Yes.
Where you're at.
We don't do Jeffrey's tubes in Star Wars.
No.
That's the other one.
Yeah, that's the other one. But yeah, in the maintenance access hallway, it starts to light up with little arcs of electricity between the click rats as they start to swarm down the halls, jumping off of the ground and each other. And it's pretty disquieting. What do you do? Remember that a couple of your weapons are still in the capable hands of Neylin.
I think I have. Yeah, I lost the mid. I have a knife and a sonic grenade launcher.
Right. I'm gonna highlight those right now. But yeah, what do you do? Gonna run? You gonna stand your ground?
Is this swarm of a little electrified rats gonna be on me in seconds? Are we talking like
have I got a fraction? They're fast. You have enough time to decide how you're going to react before they reach you.
I mean, I think I need to control the situation. I sling that sonic grenade launcher and just fire a shot. And as soon as I'm pulling the trigger, I am turning to kind of leap back. Because
sounds good.
And so I'm.
So, do you think that you're going aggro on somebody, or do you think you're seizing by force?
I think I'm seizing by force. I feel.
Okay. All right.
The more going aggro.
All right.
Because I'm like I'm trying to either frighten the enemy or control.
Yeah,
Taking
I think
control
you're
of this.
seizing the hallway here
Mm.
is a pretty good fictional match, right, between the
I
movie and
think
what you're
going
doing.
is
Hmm?
yeah, because going aggro is more is a threat
Right,
followed
right.
by backup.
Yeah,
Or it's a threat
You're-
with definite backup of that threat. But
right.
I'm not giving them a chance to go, wait a second, you've got a grenade launcher. Yeah, we'll back away now. I'm firing.
That's fair. You're
Yeah.
just firing. So yeah, let's call this a seize by force for sure.
And that's hard.
Yep, and you're going to be exchanging harm, but first roll plus hard.
Yes.
And just so you know, this click rat swarm is a small gang.
So am I.
I know.
What a happy coincidence.
You're just on equal terms.
And I got an 11.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yes, that does make things less. I want to impress, dismay, and frighten the enemy.
Okay.
I got 3 to choose from. I thought it was just 2. Okay. I will suffer little harm and take definite and undeniable control of it. This is my hallway.
Yep.
No click rat is claiming this.
All right. You do take a few shocks on the way. 1 harm armor piercing is, I think, a fair amount. But your sonic grenade launcher goes off. You're not caught in your own blast. If you are, I would assume that your own armor probably handles it fine. Not necessarily because your armor is especially good against this kind of thing, but because you are using it and you know how to brace for impact correctly, right? And about a dozen click rats are KO'd to some degree or another in this hallway. Tits up, the little feetsies in the air. I'm gonna say this is Star Wars, and I don't like killing little animals, so none of them are dead. All of them are very, very ready to take a nap. One of them is like walking in little slow wobbly circles, and a few of them are running away down the hall. You see a couple jump up into a smaller access tunnel at about knee height, perpendicular to this hallway, and scurry through that. You hear the
I'm not gonna win this fight through running them down. I slightly groggily because shock grenade thing went off and got electrocuted.
Your fingertips are a little numb, and that's a weird feeling.
So I just like lean over. The little one that's going around in circle, I get that one first. I just pluck out between my claws, not putting any pressure, just enough to lift it, drop it into a sack.
It squeaks at you.
And then I just start scooping up unconscious click rats in a rubber sack.
In a rubber sack.
And then just like...
Yeah, we're going to say that there's, air for them to breathe, but otherwise by sad animals. But yeah, you have a little ever so slightly wiggly bag. It's sluggish, because they're definitely not waking up anytime soon.
I think I'm guessing it's been like a minute, 5 minutes since I went through this door, but I want to like dunk 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 on the door.
And actually you'll hear there's this hard to spot speaker right on your side, and it squeaks a little bit, and Adari is clearly on the other side saying, "Hello? What was that big noise? Are you okay?"
Got the first bag. Do you want me to just put it by the door, or should I bring it through?
Is it safe? I could open the door and just take it.
Safe enough.
After just a little pause, the door slides open and she takes the bag.
Just don't open it. So if you want to throw a little bit of food in.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, live catch. You're a real pro.
Not my first job. Back in. Don't I?
Yep. Closes the door behind you.
And I would like to read the situation because
Before you give yourself an opportunity to dig yourself in nice and deep, I have an important question that I wanted to ask Brother Scrimshaw. So we know that Adari handed Jolo some kind of device to use when he found the main nest. Or it's been a little bit. If there was another reason why Adari wanted Jolo to use the device, we'll just slide when he finds the main nest over. What does that device do? What is it actually? Because I didn't know. And Jolo sure doesn't. But you seem technical. What is this? You are muted, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think that's what it does, actually. It mutes communications in a certain area, kind of a jammer device. Might be useful to a smuggler or something.
Why would Adari hand a
who's
muting?
Adari? I'm trying to find her on the keeper, but I haven't so far. Who's Adari again? Help me.
She's in row 42, column E.
Okay, freelance mechanic. I think maybe she has been contracted by some smugglers, and instead of going in on her own, she'll subcontract a Jolo. Does that make sense? Or is that too much of a stretch?
I don't get it.
Yeah, it's a good point. Okay, what does it do if it isn't a jammer? I still think it could be a jammer for certain frequencies or certain electrical.
Maybe it stops the click rats from doing their zappy.
Oh, maybe what it does actually is it stops the click rats from communicating amongst themselves, because they probably do as a swarm. They have a way of communicating that usually you wouldn't get, and if you disrupt that, then they'll run around in little circles and be all confused.
Okay, all right, cool. So, all right, it's something to stop the click rats from communicating electronically with each other. I like the idea of them being little radio rats. I like it. Okay, sorted. So, yep, Jolo, you go back into the maintenance tunnels. So my question to you, Jolo, is what's your next destination in this area? And what is Scrimshaw doing when you find him in that spot?
Okay. Well. Okay,
so the maintenance tunnels, just to give you a bit more of an idea of them, like it's a maintenance area. There are a lot of maintenance spaces in the space station. There's a lot of unaccounted for void space, which some people would say is inefficient, and other people would say is absolutely essential to maintaining the space station and making sure that anything can be repaired when it needs to be. So there's the double-edged sword of there's a lot of permeability with the other spaces that are adjacent to it, which are, you know, all of the spaces of the Accretion Star Casino and the racetrack. So through these maintenance tunnels, you could easily get to a maintenance pit, the bare open racetrack itself, the huge hollow vid screens around the track, into the casino, into the kitchens of the casino, into parts of the hotel attached to the casino. So there's that going on. There are a lot of electrical conduits that run through everything.
I think I need one thing I need to clear up before I make a thought is, do these click rats, do they feed off the electrical currents, or is that just a byproduct of them? You know, the electrical stuff, or are they actually?
So yeah, they do eat electricity. So you probably expect to see them gathering in places where there's a high current usage and demand and delivery.
Is that big display? I'm gonna have a look behind there.
Yeah, like there are a few sort of big displays that are scattered here and there, but the real crown jewel, the prize, is sort of a centerpiece of the racetrack. Is like, imagine a big stadium that's got the 4 screens sort of upside down from the ceiling column, right near the center of the thing, or yeah, like at a stadium, or
I think
an arena.
Yeah,
you've seen stuff like this. So imagine that there's definitely one of those, and it's just 3 or 4 massive vid screens. And the ceiling and the rigging is enclosed, so it looks very smooth and attractive from this side, and on just the other side is where all of the wiring and craft is going to be.
So I'm like, I think I'm with with a knife, I'm just like lifting up cables and peeking, you know, with the flat of the blade, just
yeah. So
looking into the crevices.
Yeah, going into crevices. So are you trying to get to that overhang space, or are you still in the sort of ground floor tunnels?
I want to be like where there would be a space where something could live right near those that food source.
Yeah. Then the climb up that way is kind of treacherous. You have to sort of back and forth a couple times to find the vertical access shafts, and then from there things get a bit tighter. The floors feel a bit thin. If just to lay it right out to you in honest terms that your character would understand pretty immediately, the construction around you is not durable enough to withstand the sonic grenades. You will probably blow out the pretty ceiling and
the pretty screen,
and perhaps the pretty screen, and you might, you know, the nightmare scenario flicking in your mind is that you dump hundreds of click rats onto the racetrack itself out in the open, in the artificial daylight before the force and everybody. So there's that. And as you're looking through, you find, you know, little rat sign here and there, obvious little chew marks and things. Scorch marks. Places like that. you spot Brother Scrimshaw. Brother Scrimshaw, you've been called in on this. Is Naylin working with you right now? Or perhaps Corrine, or even Dolly?
I think Dolly is with me because that seems like the. I mean, of course, we have to be careful because those click rats would like to eat Dolly, but she also makes a pretty good bait.
Yep. But Dolly's like, my batteries are shielded, everything's fine.
Okay.
Are we competing on this job?
I do not believe that we are. Hey, Jolo.
Hey, Grimshaw. Okay then.
I don't think so, at least. I was hired by, I will name whoever hired me to do this, some kind
Dave Germain.
Yep, that one.
Specifically, the remit of your hire is please make sure the big screens are working.
Okay,
and
I'm working.
Clean.
Yep. Yeah.
And the risk has been made clear to you. It's like this place could still be infested with click rats. Sign here to say that you understand that this place is full of click rats.
I
Excellent.
understand.
Thank you so much for helping us out
this
on
place
short
is full
notice.
of click rats, right?
Yes, I've been warned that this place is full of click rats. I've already stunned 2 of them. They are over there.
Ah, good.
I am here to.
You electrocuted yours with your little shock glove, and
yeah,
they're just
sure.
like they're making the cartoon "I ate too much" sort of gestures. They're like on their backs. They're like, that was great.
Yeah.
I hope that happens again soon.
I nod so they kind of, with the satisfaction that half the work is done, and pluck some stunned rats into another bag. So you've seen the nest?
I have not seen the nest. No, I have. I'm trying to make sure that the screens will work. And somebody, I do not know what they were attempting to do here with these wirings, but they seem a little wonky. Might be the right word.
There are some chew marks on a lot of the wiring there.
And also some of these have been chewed on by, I assume, what the click rats.
I'm guessing you don't have my other 2 guns.
No, I'm afraid I would not bring another customer's gun on a job that I was hired to do myself.
I thought so.
Dolly's like, what do you take us for? Technicians who like to lose your stuff?
But all of this in binary, of course.
Of course, yeah. Like the presumption is that what you hear is tweet. But I'm going to speak English because we all understand it.
Okay. Vaguely.
So, got a map of the energy readings around here? Like anything noticeably low?
I see what you're thinking. Yes, that is a good idea.
Dolly.
Can you throw up a map of the currents and see where they are especially low?
Let me plug into the access point here. And she trundles over to the local access point. Yeah, I know.
You got rid of that Jedi business? Or are you still?
No, not quite. I have made some progress, but the progress has been expensive. So I am trying to recover some of the expenses by doing this, because I could not presently reach my contact in the Republic Navy, and also there are some concerning things going on with the leadership of the Republic Navy. Like a normal day at the station, I think.
Yeah.
Yep, dead in the water.
If you're going to get involved with Jedi, that's
I think Ralesta flew out one of the Jedi, which I am relieved. He was very interested in some business of mine, which I do not like.
Well, you're not an idiot.
Mm.
No good comes of having Jedi on the station.
They could do so much good if they got their own heads out of their asses. That would be. They could be a force for good. Well,
Yeah. How likely is that going to happen?
and, well, I will not ask Dolly to compute that.
There's no
Dolly?
formulas for Jedi. She says as she plugs in. Now, are we truly worried about the electricity sources here and whether the access port is going to be dangerous?
No,
Yeah,
that
then
just happened. She usually has some protection against that. I think that happened once on the wonky access point.
Yep.
So
As she plugs in, there's just this tiny rattling noise, and you hear this distracted whistle from Dolly as she goes, "Oh, what's this?" And with a little manipulator popping out of one of her side ports, picks it up off the floor, and it looks like it's some kind of fancy glassy rhinestone. And then she's like, "Well, yeah, back to work, back to work."
what was that?
And she tucks the rhinestone away. Nothing, just a piece of trash.
Okay.
Nothing colorful at all.
But she seems aware that this is there, right? This is not some crystal outgrowth that we need to worry about.
You would know the difference between
Yeah. Okay.
trash
Fine.
you could pocket and crystal danger.
I'm sure she knows what she's doing.
Yep.
I trust my droids.
They're good droids. They're good droids.
I will get arrested for this eventually.
Yep.
I say to Jolo.
And Colleen, sorry. Gotta remember what your droid. Dolly. Dolly pipes up. "Oh, well, here's the map, but looks like a lot of sectors are missing. Looks like a lot of data is not getting reported right now."
It's not good.
Makes sense with all the nibbled wires, but
Yep.
we're definitely in the place where the highest amperages should build up.
I'm starting to like walk around the room, tapping pipes, listening for sounds, reading a situation.
Yep. Airflow here is pretty good, actually. It's kind of dry. It's kind of warm. There's a little bit of mustiness, and as you tap on the walls, there's a little rustling again as a bit more detritus sort of scatters down the wall from somewhere up above. Looks like you scramble, you catch it or pick it up off the floor. It's like a shirt button, a couple of pieces of fabric.
What kind of color?
This really nice purple.
Yeah, I'm definitely reading a situation because
All
that's
right.
jogging. That's jogging some Jolo memory, and it could have implications. And oh, my mouse is being a bit crazy. There we go. I get one question. Actually, I get two because I got to move a special move.
Ah, yes, you have the
If you
sniffing
want
the air.
some help, maybe you could push that up to a 10.
I'll allow it.
Is that something you would want?
I wouldn't be upset with that. I raise the
Okay.
fabric kind of over my shoulder slightly
Mhm.
and look back and raise a brow. I don't have eyebrows. I raise a brow.
Yeah. I will help you out by yeah, you have the map and you can use that, and also I will need to roll HX, right?
Mm-hmm. And right now
What's
you've
my-
got +2 with Jolo.
Okay,
Not the worst.
that's nice.
Hard to be better.
See how that goes. It's a 9, so yeah,
That's +1, isn't it?
I think so.
Which is
Believe
enough.
so.
have-
Yeah, we're just gonna call that good. So that nudges you into the 10 space. So you get
Yeah.
to
That's loads.
Oh, you take +2 actually. No, it's a +1. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
7 to 9 does
Yeah.
+1. 10
Well, what should I be on the lookout for?
this is the prime place for a nest. This is why you came here. It's why there's enough specific damage to this location that Scrimshaw would be hired specifically to be here. You are very likely, in some way or another, directly on top or underneath the nest. This is the spot. This is the place with the stuff.
I mean, what's my enemy's true position?
Yeah, and you
Now
cautiously tap another pipe. You try to do it a little quieter than last time. And there's a spooling down of like this tattered stripe of lace from up above, and then you sort of look up into one corner of the space and you realize, oh, that's not sound battening. That's the half destroyed remains of an extremely fancy closet, as like ribbons of torn fabric all reconfigured and stuffed together into this sort of fluffy, shuffling, moving rat's nest that's pretty big, about the size of a speeder or two, just sandwiched together.
Scrimshaw. Sonic grenade going off in here. That would be a bad idea. Yeah,
I agree, yes.
Okay.
Maybe we can focus the blast of the grenade, though, in a certain direction.
I mean, kind of hate to do it, but nearest airlock.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm kind of saying these quite low and not making any threatening moves.
I fear that, yeah, I don't see. I mean, we could try to draw them out with a large amount of electricity, like they would follow us, but that still would leave the question what to do with them. And I doubt we'll find a lot of people to adopt them.
Other quick question while we're here. This thing? Any ideas? And I hold up the little doodads that I was given.
It's an egg, but I will. What do I roll to figure out what that is?
I mean, you're a savvy head. I'm not even going to make you roll things speak for it unless you want to use some of those specific questions. But yeah, this is a frequency jammer. It looks like it was put together very recently. It looks like solid work, honestly. Quick, but without cutting a lot of corners. But yeah, it looks like for maybe somewhere between 5 and 10 meters, it would effectively shut down.
Okay,
a
that
certain
is
set of frequencies for you want to say 5-10 minutes.
okay. That is I think that is actually the better option than using your grenade launcher. It will cut the swarm, the communication of the swarm. It will leave them confused. You will just be able to just get them up, but it won't last for very long.
I mean, I do have a spare bag, but not that big.
I think we can use one of these crates over here.
I mean, how the hell did it even get this big? They didn't send an exterminator down before.
How did they even get here? Click rats are not allowed to be on the station. Somebody brought them here.
There's a lot of things that are not allowed to live on the station.
Yeah, but this is
half
kind
my
of...
work is things that shouldn't be allowed to live on the station.
Yes, maybe I am a little bit paranoid with all the things that are going on here, and now an infestation of click rats. I mean, the sabotage, you know.
Dolly sort of whirs up beside you and points her optical sensors upward. Goes, "Oh my God, is that Carillion silk?"
Yeah.
Maybe.
What? There's some definite rustling.
I mean, remember, the big pile likes to eat electricity. Maybe.
Oh, right.
Am I still self-preservation?
Am I still bait? Wait a minute. Radio frequencies jammed.
I'm now looking towards Scrimshaw at that idea of bait.
Oh, I mean, that might still be a good idea. I mean, we maybe don't use Dolly. I can just construct a little thingy that will create enough electricity to get them here. Then you use your thingy, and then we will put all of them into one of these big crates over there, which are hopefully not filled with anything very relevant.
It looks like, just from a cursory glance, that these crates are empty. Probably some of the hardware that's up here was delivered in those crates, and nobody took the crates down because it was such a pain to get them up here in the first place.
Good. So we have crates.
What do you do?
Yep. Let's do it like that. I'm creating some electricity source, charge it, and then you throw the grenade, the egg thing, the frequency jammer, and then yeah.
All right.
I guess then the rodent's your uncle.
Yep.
Are we suckering someone? Manipulating.
I think manipulating maybe for the thingy that I'm creating. That might be.
I like manipulating for the opener for this better. And we'll see how things snowball from there.
Yeah. Yeah, that could go very wrong.
Yeah. I think after this manipulate roll, I'd like to take a quick break.
Yep.
Stretch legs, use restrooms, and then we'll shake out the rest of this scene. But let's see how you do. And I think your HOT is highlighted. It is.
My HOT is highlighted, and I'm rolling this. Kitty.
Kitty, oh, fluffy
Exciting.
baby.
Fluffy kitty.
Oh.
So fluffy. I'm distracted now. I can't roll.
Oh, oh, she's
Hello,
trying to
hello.
find the
Hello.
right balance. Oh,
Meow.
oh, she's got such a beautiful beard.
Yep. And so she's so fluffy.
Love them fluffy cats.
Yep. Okay, I can roll now, I think.
Yes, the cat
Mhm.
clearly rolled a 12 to manipulate or seduce us.
I'm perching above the crate thing.
Mhm.
Sure. Like kind of on it. Is it like an
I'm
open
I am the
lid
gargoyle.
situation?
I think it's like, I imagine like literally, since I've got I'm gonna say, imagine one of these things.
Visually.
Yes, I am.
Nice.
I am there.
You're there. The doors may be open.
The door's open.
And it's going to be chucking the tempting electrico bait inside, and then
I got one with the door open.
Yes.
Door open.
Oh. Do you have a rat swarm?
No.
Not within arm's reach. Okay.
Okay.
That's
Bomb
fine.
squig.
Okay. Imagination engaged.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Okay.
Here we go.
I think I need to find a light here, but I don't. Anyway, I am trying to create this thing with my hard stat.
Yep, because you just sort of make stuff that sounds like the kind of improvised technology where I wouldn't make a savvy head be like, oh, you got to go back to your workshop and blah 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 and boring shit, and no. So let's roll your hot and see what happens.
See how that goes. Wow, it's a 10.
It's a disco rat party.
Yeah.
So yeah, your device is extremely tempting. Tell me what it looks like when you activate it. What goes on?
think I've taken some of the light strips from the screens because they've been nibbled on. I need to repair them anyway later on. So I take some strips, wrap them around some little bar or something, and then I will start to charge them, and so they light up, and then they light up higher, and then they start strobing out. And hey, I can attach a little loudspeaker to this whole thing, and I will make like very high-pitched squeaky noises, which I can't hear. I hope Jolo can't hear them either, but the rest might.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I'll pitch them higher. So sorry about that, but yeah.
Yeah, you calibrate it by how much Joel is rubbing his spot.
Yep.
Once he stops, you're like, all right, nailed it. And there's activity from the nest basically immediately. There's a couple of scouts, for lack of a better term, who sort of peek and look and fixate for a moment and then like shuffle right back into the nest, and then a couple more peek out and the same thing, and you're like, oh man, I'm not sure if it's working. And then every single click rat from the nest pours out. And I presume you toss the stick of temptation into the big crate.
Hell yeah.
And Jolo is perched above it as the rats just press gang themselves into the crate to get at this tempting toy. Most of them are in. So right now, you're in an interesting situation, and that situation is, how long do you wait before you close the crate and activate the jammer? And is it too early or too late?
Oh.
And I think we're going to need to have you roll a move here. I think you're going to get a +1 from the precisely calibrated technical help, both from Scrimshaw and from from Adari. This could definitely be another seize by force.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's, or is it under fire? If it's just the timing, I don't know. I mean, the take definite and the undeniable control of it does feel what's happening.
It does feel like what you're after, and especially since I kind of want to wrap this up in this session.
Yeah.
Under fire seems like
Chance
the
of failure.
snowball is a little harder
Yeah.
and different in scope. So yeah, let's roll a siege. Let's.
I'm like waiting for it to be just the last little straggles.
But you don't want them to start being like, oh, there's no electricity here. Let's go.
Yeah. So.
And you're also kind of trying to coordinate, like, do you activate the jammer first or do you slam the door? Like, which is going to create what reaction? There's some judgment calls going on here, and it's going to be some judgment. It's going to be some luck. You're throwing it in.
I'm throwing it in.
And then
a 9
dice. A 9. Did you take? Yep. It looks like you took your bonus into account.
Oh, I did not take the bonus account.
Ah, so it's a 10.
My stat. It's a 10, and I will take definite hold, and I will dismay my enemy and suffer little harm.
All right.
Also, you will highlight. You used your highlight instead. But the second time.
Second time.
Remember that you've used a highlighted stat once at least. Good. So yeah, they swarm in.
Boots the loosely held up door latch hatch thing,
and things sort of slam into place. And there's a lot of indignant squeaking going on in there, and not a lot of returning calls. Help is not to be found. You've got this whole click rat colony either in a handful of little sacks on your person and being taken care of by Adari in some way, and in this crate. What do you do?
I think we've discussed communication on the station before, but do we have personal communication, or would it be going up to some sort of thing on a wall?
You can definitely have like a handheld comm. You might be in a little bit of interference trouble because of the jammer.
Yeah. I mean, I'll try anyway.
Yeah.
Adari.
And it's a little squawky, but Adari responds, copy, Jolo, how are you doing?
Problem sorted. I mean, they are caught. I mean, you're gonna have to send somebody up here to collect it, because I can't move this crate down the ladder I came up, so that's a job for you.
Oh wow, the crate in the no, we'll have to get the
had to improvise a bit.
We're probably gonna have to detach the
next time, if
panels
you're sending somebody
again.
else, give me a heads up. I mean,
there's somebody else up there?
You didn't send Scrimshaw?
I didn't do it.
Oh.
Carking day. Sorry, I'll talk to her about that. We'll see if she listens. Thanks.
Well, job sorted.
That sounds great. I'll be here. See you in a few minutes.
10.
Okay. And with that, I'm going to call a quick bio break. talk to you in about 5-7
Yep.
minutes. All
I'll
right.
play with my boxes.
welcome back.
Right. I'm thinking I'm gonna add pink. I think purple body, some pink highlights would come nicely into the and kind of pop against the kind of quite cold colors. Yeah. We've got the other character that we're playing with to paint, and then after that, I think it's going to be Velociraptors from Unmatched. The card game with little figures.
Oh yeah.
Quite popcorn game.
Sure.
But good fun.
Yeah, seems like a good all ages game. All right, welcome back.
Hello.
Hey.
Shoot, I'm gonna grab another can of water real quick. I will be right back.
You've been up to date with the Mandalorian?
Yes, I am actually.
Mm.
I have been updated with the Mandalorian.
Very fast.
That was faster than I anticipated.
I know.
Yeah, it was. I after episode 3, I thought, I don't know. But then Rich wrote somewhere, oh, this is very good. Episode 5 was so great. So I went there and watched it.
Well,
It was good.
I was feeling it more later. I was feeling a very lack of momentum.
Yep.
In the last first episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, I did like the, I don't know, drop of Andor in the Mandalorian.
Yeah. Like
I thought that was quite interesting
with the scientists. Yeah. That was cool.
More satisfying than the drop of Mandalorian in Boba Fett.
True.
I guess was better than more Boba Fett. So.
I didn't think they did Boba Fett a lot of justice in that series because he should have been a badass and not a nice guy.
Yeah, it had the Mandalorian started off very much like I am being given quests and I will go and do the quests to finish my quest log in a role-playing game. In the kind of more video gamey role-playing game idea.
Kitty.
Whereas
Kitty, look.
Whereas Boba Fett felt
wants to go.
I think it worked for the Mandalorian and it had that same feel in the Book of Boba Fett a bit, and it did not work. It felt like, well, I'm the main character in this video game. If somebody gives me a quest, even if it makes no sense, I have to do it. You know how pointless it is to my actual character development because it's the quest.
Yeah.
It makes does it make me seem like, weak-willed and confused? But it's on my quest list, so I have to do it.
Yeah.
I gotta grind for the XP, man.
Yeah. How else is he gonna level up?
Yeah. Right. Maybe not right.
He's got to unlock that rideable rancor somehow.
Yeah. I mean, the final fight was pretty cool, but everything else was like, okay, I guess we can do that.
Yeah, no, I like the visual of riding a rancor through Tatooine.
Well, I'm on notice with that kitten. So. Yeah, I got to start going downstairs and doing downstairs things now soon.
Okay, that was Siggy, right?
That was Siggy. He's getting a little bigger.
All grown up now.
Yeah, I know. He's in his little teenager years.
By
teenager years, I mean teenager months.
Yeah, well.
Yep. But it's nice. He's a good boy. So let's continue. We're ready to go. So you've got crate secured with some disrupted click rats who should be pretty solidly in there until such a time as they are not in there. And you did the job. Now it's up to Adari to somehow get probably a hover loader to take apart some of the ceiling and then get the crate down. Like maybe they should have done in the first place, but maybe they shouldn't have done in the first place, because without that crate, how would you have solved this problem? That's why you should always clock out as soon as it's time to leave. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
So what do you do? Mission accomplished.
Jolo's going to go buy Scrimshaw a drink.
Need to fix the screens.
Jolo's going to buy Scrimshaw a drink.
Okay.
Yeah, we can
guess.
certainly fast forward to after. the
Let's
screens
fast
are
forward to
repaired.
that. Yep.
I'm perfectly happy.
Yep.
Just, we assume
Yep.
that got
Okay.
done.
Yeah, buy me a
Um,
drink. I like
you should
having
both-
people buy me a drink.
You should both credit yourselves as being paid for your work.
Yeah.
2 credits.
Nice.
And
And a credit is a barter, right?
yeah, credit's a barter. Barter's a credit.
Cool.
And then you're down in the drunken gearbox, I presume, unless you're drinking someplace else today. For some reason.
I don't want to have a bad time.
Nayland is there with your orphan weapons and a deck of playing cards.
Oh, thank God. I couldn't strap my loved ones to my back, and Nayland,
Your rifle really
Deal
needs
out.
some work. Oh, all right.
deal up. I'll get you a drink.
Scrim, are you
And
in?
drink.
No, I do not play games of chance. I have been accused of cheating too many times.
I lose all the time anyway. Doesn't matter.
You should probably let
I will
let
look
Brother
on and
Scrimshaw
comment.
just watch. It's fine.
Yes.
Nayland wants her chances to not be screwed with.
Drinks to the table.
Yep.
Whatever they
Sinarta delivers your usual. Scrimshaw, what's your usual drink here?
I don't think Scrimshaw has a usual drink. Scrimshaw has a lot of unusual drinks, which he likes. He's an experimenter.
All right.
And often he will have 2 drinks and then try to mix them just to see what happens.
Yep. Sinarta has one thing on the tray for you, and as she serves it up, she's like, this is something I'm sort of playing around with. Let me know if it's any good.
Thank you. I will.
Thanks. This one's free. Your other one is on your tab, though. She winks and returns to the bar. Nayland goes, great. All right. Thirsty, fingers ready, cards a shuffling, and deals things out.
Yeah. So, dead body.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did something
Yep.
happen? Nayland doesn't pay attention to the news very much when she's working in the workshop.
What's his title? Was murdered.
Uh,
Found murdered
Captain.
in the
Captain.
yeah,
Burns.
Captain hydroponic pods. Sorry.
Oh, that's really bad. Why was he
Yep.
even there?
It was a good, interesting question.
Huh.
Maybe he was following up on the, I don't know, separatist infiltrators, or he was having an illicit affair with someone and was stabbed for messing around. We don't even know if he was stabbed, actually. The Jedi are looking into it, so I assume it's more than just a flirt gone wrong.
Well, not heard any rumors amongst the other bounty hunters. So.
Sure, but would they say anything?
Not to me.
I wouldn't expect them to say anything to me either.
Mm, no.
And she looks through cards for a second and takes a sip.
Blue.
Red. Always bet on red, baby.
Red's a good color.
I mean, Naylin is red, so she's biased.
Jolo has a little red thing.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. They need to make one of these games with green in it.
Scrimshaw said some of his tattoos to be red, just, you know, to hit the table. I am worried, though, about the whole situation with the separatist attack and the sabotage and whatever's going on with this Navy commander. He is not reacting like I thought he would. It worries me. I don't know if it's a disturbance in the force. And the Jedi investigating a murder, why would they do that?
I mean,
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah. They get a nose in everything.
They're usually supposed to be a police force.
They're supposed to be a peace force, which is not the same as a police force. And also, we're at war. They're supposed to, I don't know. I don't know what the peacekeepers are supposed to do in a war.
They probably don't know very well either.
That explains a lot.
But I mean, I know that a lot of troops move through the station. Remember last month with that big clone army freighter that came in?
Yeah.
It was so weird drinking at the bar, like 10 dudes all with the same face.
I thought humans looked the same, all the same to you anyway.
This was more.
Oh.
Yeah. Even I noticed.
There were differences.
More. I might not be able to use that joke anymore.
Which joke?
That all humans look. Yeah.
Oh, you can.
I mean, it's rude, but
it does. I mean, we do appreciate when you know, gesture a claw to the tattoos. Helps.
And you have the cybernetics and
yep,
the nice hair for a human.
Thank you.
Some of these guys really did go out of their way to have different hair, though, but same face every time, over and over.
I think they want to differentiate from each other, and they don't have the same face. It's very similar, but not the same.
I guess.
I think they can tell each other apart pretty well.
They better.
Yeah. Would be very odd to grow up with everyone looking the same and then realizing that other humans don't.
That would be weird.
Sure.
But
well.
I don't think we could house another big army freighter like that. Not right now.
No, right now we can't even house whatever is going on out there, or the usual freighters. It's really a mess, the whole station, the whole docking areas.
Yeah, well, I heard a whole third of the commercial docking area right now is in reserve for Navy.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I've seen the docks. As I said, they're a mess, and they're nowhere close to fixing them.
Corrine showed me the photos.
Yeah, everybody's so tense over there because of the separatists. They think the saboteur came from within the station, so they won't have civilians aid them. And now they're.
Why would somebody who lives here blow up the docks? That doesn't make any sense.
Ideology. Nilan, if you believe in something deeply enough, then you will do a lot for the cause, whether it makes sense or profits you. I would not. The separatists have some, I hesitate to say this loudly, but they have some points. Allying with the dark side of the force, of course, is a huge point against them, but they might seduce someone to their way of thinking.
You believe all that Sith gossip?
I have heard that they had allied with the Sith,
I mean,
and there are troubling omens.
I've like seen 5 Jedi in my life.
Yeah, I've not seen more, but I have felt the force.
Okay, fair enough.
And the whole attack has some dark side vibes to it that I cannot.
I'll take your word for it.
That worry me. Yes, thank you.
I just know all this tension, packing everyone into one dock. It's going to
Yes,
fill the bounty board with just
it's not doing them any service.
bullshit jobs.
Hmm.
People get stressed, do stupid things.
Yes.
Ugh.
There's going to be fights.
Yes, and I have the feeling that the Admiral is worried about something that has nothing to do with the whole docking situation.
You have a bunch of Teamsters out there with nothing to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do? They fight. Or they watch a Wookiee fight. Or they worry. And the Jedi are wrong about many things, but fear can lead to anger. And that can lead to a lot of suffering.
Yeah.
True. Yellow.
Ah, fine.
Yellow.
So,
Okay. I need to think about that.
I thought you weren't playing.
I'm not playing, I'm thinking.
She sort of turns her hand away from you a little bit.
So I slide my cards to the other side of the table, outside of me.
Right, let's deal a new hand.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Okay.
And then just outside of the doors to the drunken gearbox, you hear a little bit of commotion. Nothing that sounds dangerously unusual, but there's some activity. There's some shouting. You hear some tinny artificial music.
I look at Jolo and say, Jolo. I have to go see what's going on.
Yeah.
And
Nayland, watch for my drink.
Yep.
It's
and she puts her
alcoholic algae mush.
Yeah, there's some motion to it. We'll just put it like that.
Okay.
Nayland puts her feet up on the table and does her best to look big, which isn't successful per se, but probably no one's going to take your spot. They know it's yours. And just outside in the walkway, in the thoroughfare, there's this awkward looking droid telebarker projecting multiple hollow slogans and spitting a pre-recorded message saying, "Are you getting your fair share in the Republic? Consider a life with freedom from tariffs, freedom from absentee rule, freedom from Jedi oppression." You don't have to take this all. You could separate. Imagine an independent world where you decide what happens on your planet. And
Is
then
this drawing a crowd or?
There's some people who are watching and going like, what, is somebody allowing this? And there are some people who are like, yeah, we get our own representation, but does it really matter? Does it count? And some people are like, get this separatist piece of scrap out of here. And it looks like a handful of people are probably going to descend on this droid in the next few minutes and pound it into a pile of nuts and bolts.
I think I will go up to it and I try to turn it, engage it maybe, or turn it off. I'm not sure. Let's see if it engages.
So Scrimshaw, I'm going to put this in your hands. We've seen in Star Wars that there are many different levels of droid sapience. Where do you think this guy's at?
I think that guy's might be higher, but everything might be overridden. So he just spouts that message again and again.
All right. As you approach, you find a restraining bolt.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, on the chassis.
Interesting.
Which means that it has to follow a particular series of orders without any sort of independent analytical review, aka thought decisions.
Great. I feel that droids usually will be programmed to fight anyone trying to get off the restraining bolt. And it looks probably big enough so that I don't really want to go in hand to hand. So I'll turn to
It's
Jolo.
kind of scrabbly, to be
Okay.
honest. Like it's an awkward, gawkish sort of drone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, an IG unit is also
Yeah.
skinny.
Yeah.
And also,
True.
yeah.
True. I will turn to Jolo and say, can you make sure that if I try to take off the restraining bolt, it won't rip me to pieces?
Sure, freebie.
Thank you.
Kind of walk, kind of circle it to come going from behind, like.
Try to steal the restraint, get the restraining bolt off.
Arms around.
Yep, and as Jolo sort of makes his way into the droid's front field of view, he goes, "Hey there, buddy. Wouldn't you like to live someplace without human constraints?" And squawk, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. How would you like to? Do I want to bring this to a roll? It's late in the session. We're just going to say that you get the restraining bolt off.
Cool.
Once again, you're a savvy head. This is in your wheelhouse. I don't want to make you roll for it.
And Jolo is helping out, and this is, I think, in his wheelhouse. So, yeah, I'm stealing the restraining bolt.
Yep, it's a nasty piece of work. They always are.
Oh, I will pocket this. I'm very curious where it came from and who programmed it.
But the droid sort of spends a moment kind of dazed and confused, wondering where it is and what it's doing.
I'm kind of letting go.
Thank you, sir. I don't mind being close to a gentle sentient, but that was very close indeed.
Well, probably better than having one of those on you.
No, one of what?
Gesturing to the restraint.
Oh goodness, I seem to be disconnected from the station network, and people are kind of grumbling and looking around. There's still some rubbernecking going on, but some people are just starting to turn around and leave. Seems like the show's over to them.
Do you know who put the restraining bolt on you?
No, I don't believe that's in my memory.
Yeah, it would have been surprising if it were.
Shazbot. If I think of it, I'll let you know. Who are you?
Oh, I'm Brother Scrimshaw of Scrimshaw's Garage.
Pleased to
Jolo.
meet you.
Of Jolo.
Jolo of Jolo. Hello. Oh boy. Well. Oh, I think I'm late to my shift.
Where do you usually
Yeah.
work?
Jolo, where do you think this guy works?
He might be one of those the medical droids. Maybe not like the surgical droids,
Oh,
but like
nice.
orderly.
Maybe
Droid.
like an orderly droid, maybe just a
Nice.
person character. I got to get back to the hospital.
Hmm.
Oh boy. Well, hopefully Chief Examiner Gaze won't be too upset with me. Thanks a lot. And it scrambles off. Gets sort of shoulder checked by somebody, but manages to continue its speedy way. Oh, excuse me. Bye.
That felt a bit more brazen than usual.
Yeah, but it's a lot less brazen than blowing up half the station.
Things are gonna come to a head soon.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see, I guess. I there are no authority figures around here, right? That might object to me keeping this restraining hold.
I mean, the
Finders
station
keepers.
has security, but
Mm.
it's a little thin on the ground in this area.
Oh.
Although patrols are heavier lately today, since the murder. But
Mm.
still, like, nobody's staring at you right now and being like, "Don't do that." You get to pocket that, no problem.
Okay, then I pocket it and say, okay. If you went to yellow, thought something like that might happen. It's a little less dramatic than I anticipated. Let's get back to the game and see where this is going.
Eyeing the kind of general vibe of the crowd and go back to the game. I think as we kind of sit down back to playing, I've like got my data pad out and just, like bring up the bounty board just to because it's a pretty good vibe check of the station to see what kind of crimes stuff.
Oh,
Right.
nice.
What kind of stuff gets
Yeah.
You know, because you're experienced, you look at the bounty board all the time. Like, what gets flagged as a crime is one thing, and the criminals targeted are another thing, right?
Yeah.
And
it's not like it's. I mean, half the time it's the criminals putting bounties out. So.
Right.
Things.
Like on each other.
Yeah.
Because they don't want it. Especially like in a place like this, there are security forces. Yeah, they're kind of thin and unprepared, and largely their purpose is to be like, yep, it sure looks like your speeder crashed into his speeder. Eyes are reckon. Here is your reliable third-party note of notice that we saw that this happened, so that you can tell your local insurance or whoever that, yeah, this is real and it happened, and you're not just committing fraud.
Yeah.
But they do a little bit more than that, and bounty hunters sort of patch in a lot of the rest. But yeah, jobs right now. There's a lot of petty stuff on here right now. There's a lot of low cred jobs. on station. If you wanted something that seemed actually valuable, it would be stuff that dragged you off station. The criminal bounties are very quiet right now, and that's actually kind of weird.
Either people are just laying low or people are preparing for something.
Yeah. And I think with that, we're going to call this session to a close so that Donna doesn't miss too much and so that I don't
And if there's
neglect
criminals
my
off
kid.
station, I need somebody who can
Yep,
leave me off station.
perhaps. Well, this was, as usual, a good time. I was glad that we got to run regardless of being a little short. Are you guys down for doing a little bit of feedback before?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know that we do the usual stars and wishes deal. So Alex, you're up top on the screen. You're up first for stars.
Stars, it was just I really liked just the being in a bar, making up a card game as we I'm sure there are actual Star Wars canon card games. I know there are chance cubes.
Chance cubes.
Strangely six-sided chance cubes.
I love it, and it's silly.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked the chance to flesh out the bar name that I've forgotten the name, the Rusty
Drunken Gearbox.
Drunken Gearbox, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to flesh that out and also to feed some NPCs back into other NPCs stuff.
Yeah, we got to see some of the stuff that we established. I liked that. All right, Sabine, stars. What things pleased you this game?
I like the rising sense of threat that was going on. Like this guy who's worried about the wrong things. There's the guy who's murdered, and the Jedi are looking into it. I mean, guys got and then this manipulated little droid, and there's all kinds of levels of threat that feels like very interesting. I also like the hunt for the click rats, and I like the sonic the sonic grenade thrower.
Yep.
That was fun. And I also like that the rats weren't killed, but just lay around.
Bagged and boxed.
Yep. I hadn't thought of it when I was setting up the thread and planning it out, but like as soon as Alex lobbed the stun grenade, I was like, I'm glad the rats aren't dying. Let's have that be a thing.
Yeah.
So that's cute.
And I always enjoyed Jolo's gruffness and his the way he just doesn't say a lot. That I really enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
And I also enjoyed the thing with the rats because it's start to establish, not like it's not something I've established beforehand, but it's now kind of solidifying an ethic to him, or like a what's the right word? I can't think of the right word, but the like his own code of conduct.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah, it's cool to see where Jolo's
you kill
limits
people
are.
when people really want to be killed by their decisions. They're not saying it in their words, but in their actions. Like
sometimes they just really are asking for it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you really insist on pointing a weapon at other people, you're basically giving permission.
I really liked seeing you two working together. Thank you, Sabine, for being comfortable basically getting smash cut into the scene.
Sure.
I liked.
You have to earn credit somewhere.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you were looking for credits, and that was one of the fastest, closest jobs.
Yep.
Oddly enough, I liked the way you both worked together. Sort of fitting your strengths together to solve the problem. That was cool. I liked that you roped in one of your droids. I like the opportunity to play any of those NPCs that are adjacent to your workshop. I liked also the easy moments in the drunken gearbox, just sort of seeing what you're like when you're relaxing. I liked the whole session. I liked the low stakes. It was all quite good. Next up, we're gonna do wishes. Scrimshaw, Sabine, you first.
I'm not there next week, so
Yeah,
I
right.
think
And
I will.
Donny was not here as well. I think he
Ah,
said, I think he replied that he would be in a flight at that time on a
Oh.
flight. Yeah.
I'm flying
so
on
I
Monday
think that
morning, so I need, well, that was today's
he'll be in the
session.
same boat next week for a return
Oh,
flight.
okay.
Only away from home and without my laptop.
Oh,
Ah,
okay.
Myself
There's
too.
a
Alright.
question, and that's a thread.
Then we're not meeting
Okay.
next week.
Okay. Okay. Oh, well,
At
I'm
least that
sorry
means
about that,
we
but
definitely get all of
yeah.
us.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
I'd
means
rather
I'm not tinkering around in my workshop all night or whatever time you would take.
Yep. I have a little stinger for us being in the next session all together again before we really wrap it. But any other wishes, sort of in light of the sessions happening in our scheduled conflict?
I mean, I wish to continue as we are. I wish to that this thread that hangs over the station gets to play a more prominent role. I also love that the fact that I'm poking my nose in has some consequences. Maybe that would be interesting, I think. And yeah, that's about it. I also want Jolo to. I also want to see Jolo fight something. I mean, for real, he's a fighter guy, and that should play a role. Yeah.
Oh, I think that can be accomplished.
I mean, I'm going to say ditto, 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 ditto. I had a last minute star, which was, even though I do definitely appreciate that we don't do droid beepy noises the whole session, I did think, Jen, your actual beeps were pretty on point.
Good.
They were good beeps. There was like a good Star Wars droid sounds.
Good.
Yeah, dittoing all the Sabine's wishes. Yeah, that I want to see some little explosions of that rising tension, and just some more outbursts that might get thrown into our path.
Absolutely.
As well as just the general rising tension.
Yep. Yeah. I'm trying to sort of ratchet things up and collecting a little toy box of stuff to be happening, whether or not it's related to a lot of the larger things going on. Because Buddha rolls downhill, as we just said.
Also, a wish is I want to look up a list of Star Wars swear words so I can use Star Wars swear words better.
In safety and links, there's the species, types, names, and slang. The link is column H, row 9. That actually has a bunch of swears stuff in it.
Thank you.
For you. Don't worry, friend, I've got you and your swears. Although really, that's Sabine's spreadsheet, but I noticed that there were swears.
It's Rich spreadsheet, really.
Oh, well,
I just copied it.
Fair enough. Rich has got us from afar.
Yeah.
We appreciate him.
Yeah.
So, after the end credits finish rolling, we fade into another moment, sort of later in the evening. there's a day-night cycle on the station, and I'm not going to be too
The
picky
lights are
about
slightly
it.
dimmed.
The lights are slightly
but
dim.
it's still- yeah.
Not what is her name?
The bartender.
Sonarta takes some empties away from you, and Scrimshaw and Jolo, you both notice that your data pads get a notification. It's a fancy notification. It looks like you've got you have some complimentary tickets to the big speeder race. And that's where we'll close session for real.
So
Now I have to wish that Orlesta also gets an invitation.
Maybe she's racing in it. I want to put her in a big race.
Yeah.
Donna, ignore this part. Or don't.
Cool. Okay. Looking forward to that.
has there been any inkling that she
Assume
is?
that you get to take a +1 as well. Like, just to keep that in mind.
Yeah. By the way, I think that was my first proper. I mean, I definitely interacted with her last session when she took the tools, but it was nice to interact with her a little bit more. Since she is my drinking buddy.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that was fun to flesh out and see actually on screen.
Yep.
Thank you for improvising the card game with me, because I'm like, yeah, there's the back
like,
and forth.
Are you going to
is
reply
what's
with
important.
a number? I don't know.
Yeah,
A shape?
exactly. Yep. The back and forth is the important part, and whatever the game is fixed onto, you just need to know how you feel about it.
Also, having colors to react to is a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Yellow? Are you sure?
Yeah.
I would have
like-
gone blue here, just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, even a little
Yep.
green.
Yeah. Also, having tattoos that change color is a cool thing to do in a game like that.
Absolutely.
Which is why I'm usually banned from playing this. Also, I make weird. I'm too weird to do it properly.
By the way, for a moment, earlier on, I was like, when you were like, oh, it's a lovely purple fabric and stuff, which I'm assuming was a Fidali's benefit, or was it? Because I'm like, and maybe
my headcanon is that that the rats actually had also been getting into Ingve's personal store of clothing.
Oh no.
And made their nest out of basically a collection of Coach and Balenciaga and Louis Vuitton.
Oh, I was like kind of half expecting a Kelspar or Ingve corpse to be wedged in a crevice. I'm like, is this what's for a second that's what my brain was going.
No, that would have been spooky.
Yep.
That's definitely what would have been on the table if I had been like, man, why is Jolo not killing these rats? I want to see blood. But in fact, I did not want to see blood.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Also, I want to at least once get into trouble with Calspar before they get murdered. I
have some. Yeah, I'm not gonna kill Calspar before you get to have a face-to-face with them. Don't worry.
Yeah. Thank you.
I've got some little threads to tug there, but just waiting for some opportunistic space to open up. And maybe that'll happen in a couple weeks. Enjoy. Huh?
2, I think. I hope.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well,
cool.
We'll keep in touch via the Slack and have a good rest of your weekend. Sleep well, etc. And
have a nice Easter. So
Yes.
Easter a thing if you celebrate that, and if you don't, have a nice Easter anyway.
I might
Yeah.
volunteer to help make the Easter egg hunt that my neighborhood association does go off. Okay, we'll see.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
good luck with that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good
Okay.
one.
Bye. See you.
Bye. Yeah.